AFR On Demand is brought to you by Breck Golf. Try Beaver Creek today, just 20 minutes from downtown Baton Rouge in the Zachary area. They've got a PGA Tour driving range, a short game practice area, 30 to 40-yard practice shots. It's a great place to chip and putt and practice if you don't have time for a full round. Book your tee time today, golf.breck.org, golf.breck.org.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
Let's ride! You can't handle the
Riot Radio Hour.
Let's do that again.
Guess who's back again?
I want some more.
The Riot Radio Hour.
Well, let's start the insanity. Giddy up.
With Matt Moscona and Ryan Theriot. Presented by the Spine Center of Louisiana.
Let me find out you
Hour 3, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by John Juan Cigar Bar. I'm Matt.
Love you, Matt.
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
You so. Theriot. We're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there. Make it a good one. 5 o'clock quitting time. Glad you're driving home with us. You, Brett?
Yo, bro!
No baseball game tonight. Rain in the area. They postponed it. Doubleheader on Saturday out at the box with LSU in South Carolina. Tigers got a sweep, man. It's that simple. The magic number typically in the SEC is 13. You get to 13 wins. You make the tournament. That's not a total fail proof, but generally speaking, that's what you got to get to. Tigers are at 6 wins right now. They need 7 of their last 9. You're at home against a bad team. You got to sweep this weekend, which I think is nearly impossible for this team because this isn't a very good team. You're down 2 members of your weekend rotation. Hopefully they can get it done, but it's unlikely. But the Tigers are going to lean on freshmen. And Jay Johnson on Thursday talked about these freshmen, 4 of them in particular, that have really seen their playing time increase and are becoming key cogs in the wheel presently and for the future.
We're in a spot right now where those guys are going to get it. You know, I'm proud. I told them after the game on Tuesday, I'm proud of the way they're playing. And I think the mindset more than anything else is that's the wild card with players nowadays. Anybody can look at a data sheet on a pitcher and see that the stuff is electric or elite, but you still don't know the human being, you know, behind that. I'm very confident in the human beings of those 4 freshman position players. And I see enough baseball to where they can be winning type players and more than that. You know, so it's a good start.
The guy that's undeniable at this point, we've been talking about probably for 2 months, is Omar Cerna. And that was a guy that became very apparent early. We talked about it on the show. You know, we got it recorded. It was at a point where some of the transfers were struggling. I said, look, Cerna's got to be in the lineup every day. The upside potential with that guy is so massive. He has to be in the lineup, and he has been. At this point, Cerna started 32 games. He's hitting .310. He's got 6 home runs on the season. He's slugging .508. He's been awesome. And it's a giant piece to build around. We've talked plenty about him. We've also talked a lot about Braun. And Mason Braun is also now hitting over 300, 303 on the season. He's made 25 starts, be it outfield, first base, wherever his future might be. Those are 2 guys that are just undeniably going to be cornerstone pieces. The other 2, though, are interesting. This is one we get your thoughts on because for Patrick and Ruckert, they're different players, obviously, but guys that are the type of player that Jay has said that he wants to make sure that he retains and builds around, because you let guys like Mikey Ryan and Ryan Costello walk last year. They're both having outstanding seasons elsewhere this year. So let's talk about each of those guys. And if we would, let's start with Jack Ruckert, because I know you can disclose what you want, but I know Jack's a guy that you've known for a long time.
Yeah, man. Look, I've had the pleasure of coaching Jack and training him for a long time. And the thing that sticks out the most for me this year with his play, you know, isn't isn't necessarily like batting average or all that stuff that you would look at numbers wise. It's the intangibles. And truthfully, what makes me most proud, it's going first to third on a single, or, tagging up on a borderline ball in the outfield that he can get to third base. It's true winning baseball. Not hanging your head after an error, putting your nose back in it and still playing hard. And those are things that, look, I know we joke about it, but Brad Bass and Catholic High did an amazing job. And the truth is, and shout out to Traction and the folks over there. I mean, the kid had some awesome mentors and coaches, and he is out there making all of them proud. It's winning baseball. And Jack is doing that. The skills will pop because he's super talented, but right now, I mean, you've got to have a guy like that on the field that is just a scrappy, do everything right type player. And he's going to grow and get better for sure.
What does the skill set project positionally? Like, is he a left side of the infield guy, or is he a second baseman?
I think he can do all of it. I think for me, Jack is a utility guy at the next level that could find his way, depending on how the bat matures, into an everyday role somewhere. But, he's I think first baseman's middle infield glove, third base glove, outfield. I mean, I think he could play everywhere. I mean, I really do, which is so valuable nowadays on the professional side with the rosters the way they are. You have to have a guy that can do that. He's most comfortable on the left side of the infield. Learning second base was hard for him. It is hard for him. The footwork is opposite. So you see a bad throw or you see a ground ball and you're like, oh my gosh, how did he miss that? Well, it's literally opposite of what he's used to doing, And so it's hard when you've done it on the other side of the field with the footwork or with the throw your whole life, and now you have to do it on the other side. It's hard. I had to make that transition. And so he's getting some very valuable reps right now at second base, but I would feel personally more comfortable with him playing on the left side of the infield than where he is right now.
Could he play short or third?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. No, I think he can play short at this level. You remember, I mean, that's what I did. I went from short to second my freshman year at LSU, and then Josh Dalton graduated, then moved over to shortstop after that. And then kind of same thing in the big leagues. And I had to, kind of what Jack's going through, I had to do the same thing. I had to learn how to play second base. And truthfully, the hardest part of that, which I think he's done a great job with, is turning double play. The ground ball is the ground ball. Footwork, like I said, was opposite. But turning a double play from second base as opposed to from shortstop, man, it is a totally different thing. And he's done great.
Why?
He's done great with that. Well, your momentum's taking you. You have to redirect your momentum at second base. You have to catch the ball and redirect your body weight and your momentum toward first. Where at shortstop, the throw generally takes you kind of in that direction, and you're going straight to first base. So it's a totally different throw. At second, you're kind of throwing across your body. And then there's a couple different ways you can do it. And look, full disclosure, we spent a ton of time working on it, and he's done a good job.
This year?
With that. Yeah, this fall.
When? Oh, in the fall.
Summer and fall. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Working at second base?
Yeah.
So the anticipation was that, well, because obviously Milam was there at short. So the thought wasn't third, it was second?
It was second. That's what I was told to do. So that's kind of, it was second. I don't think third was ever really discussed a whole lot. I don't believe. At least it doesn't seem that way.
I want to ask you about William Patrick as well. Let me remind you about Our Lady of the Lake. Remember, success takes a team, and not just on the field. At FMOL Health, that team is more than 20,000 strong, delivering care across Louisiana and Mississippi as one connected, mission-driven health system. As a $5 billion health system with nationally recognized quality and not one but two exceptional workplace awards from Gallup, FMOL Health has built something people trust and continues to grow to meet the needs of the communities they serve. And when LSU needed a partner to care for its student athletes, LSU chose Our Lady of the Lake as its championship health partner. It tells you everything that you need to know, because that same level of care isn't just for athletes, it's for you, your family, and communities across the region. So it's bigger than sports. It's about having a health system that you can count on. FMOL Health, Our Lady of the Lake, and LSU. Together, we roar. Learn more at olrmc.com/LSU. want to talk about William Patrick, but let me go back to Rucker just offensively for one thing, and we'll break and we'll talk about William Patrick. What do you? So Jack's hitting 265 right now. I think it's impressive. He's only got 6 strikeouts, 34 at bat, so he's kept that strikeout number down as well. And quite honestly, Muse could probably validate this too, but it's like Jack Rucker feels like a guy that's hit the ball hard a lot this year. Yeah. Hasn't had a lot to show for it at times.
He had a couple cheap ones too, though. I was picking on him the other day. I mean, look, the game, it's always going to balance itself out. I mean, you make a great point. As long as you're giving those good at-bats like that and good, having good contact, it will all equal itself out. Offensively, and this comes with being comfortable and not looking over your shoulder and knowing that you're going to play every day and all those things. But offensively, having the freedom kind of to swing early in a count and the confidence that, like, you're not going to get benched if you don't get any hits that day helps tremendously. And what he's doing right now presently, and which is good. I mean, he's working the at-bats, and that's what we're communicating. Like, I don't care if you don't get a hit. Just give me an awesome at-bat. Like, just don't make it easy on the pitcher. And he's not doing that. He's not making it easy, even if he does make out. But having the green light 0-0 or the confidence 0-0 to attack a heater or a get-me-over breaking ball that pitcher throws, and I think you see those numbers go up a little bit.
Look, it has already, right? I mean, he's up to 265. Okay, let's do this. We'll knock out a quick break. Friday show is brought to you by Don Juan Cigar Bar. Come back. We'll talk about William Patrick, the other really impressive freshman who I know you're really high on. You gave me an interesting comp on him. We'll hit that when we come back. Friday shows, Hour 3 with Theriot, brought to you by the Spine Center of Louisiana. You can learn more at spinela.com. At Spine Center, we have your back. If you dream of a life free from back pain, the team at Spine Center here to help. You can request an appointment. 5 locations across the area. Spinela.com. Spinela.com. Don't be scared of back surgery. Some of this stuff is with a scope. You're talking about like pinhole size incisions. Incredible what they're able to do. Dr. McCarthy, Dr. Herod, incredible surgeons. Learn more, spinela.com, spinela.com. The sponsor of Hour 3 of the Riot Radio Hour here on Fridays on AFR. Let me knock out a quick break, y'all. We'll come back. We'll continue the baseball chat with Theriot. We'll get a little bit of a thumbnail on William Patrick, the other freshman who, man, see an impressive-looking talent. We'll get to that next on AFR.
After further review.
Man, it's 58 degrees right now.
Yeah, it stinks.
It's 58 degrees on May the 1st. We're going to have temperatures that are going to be in the 40s. That sucks.
It's stupid.
It's so stupid. I'm ready to go swim in my pool. I'm tired of this stupid weather. I'm ready to swim. I know that day is going to come soon enough. If you've dreamed of having your own show place pool in your backyard, maybe something smaller, maybe a cocktail pool, a little plunge pool, anything in between. Resort-style pool, custom to the nines. Duplessis Pools can make it happen for you. And remember, Derek Duplessis, engineer by trade, they do not cut corners. They do not rush the process. They build you a beautiful pool that will last. You want to learn more? DuplessisBuilders.net. DuplessisBuilders.net.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. The Riot Radio Hour with Matt Moscona and Ryan Theriot, presented by the Spine Center of Louisiana.
I need this at Jazz Fest tomorrow. Look and see if there's any NOLA bounce.
They probably will. There's like filler music. Do they do that? Like in between acts?
There's tents all over the place. It's not like, you never been to Jazz Fest, have you?
Somebody's going to be playing this song.
You ever been to Jazz Fest?
Never have.
You've never been? Mm-mm. Why don't you come tomorrow?
I can't have a full day tomorrow. Is it going on Sunday?
Yeah.
I might could go Sunday.
It's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday for 2 weekends.
Oh.
So this is the second weekend. It ends on Sunday.
Is Lil Wayne going again? Is he going this year? No.
So I always look at the Jazz Fest lineup, and we always pick a day. So me, brother-in-law, we pop down. Some of his Jesuit boys, we always get together, and we go, and we do a day, right? Yeah. So last year we did Pearl Jam. Year before that, I believe, was Foo Fighters. Before that we did Chili Peppers. 1 year we did Steve Miller. So every year we go pick a big act, and we'll go make a day of it. So Candidly, like this year, I'm not super fired. Now, I love Eagles. They're an all-time favorite band of mine. My dad was a big Eagles fan. Some of the first songs I learned playing guitar were Eagles because my dad had the How to Play Guitar Eagles book.
Your nickname is
Eagle Eye Scone.
Eagle Eye Scone.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
But sometimes, they have big name acts, but just not always people that I'm super fired up. So like Eagles, Stevie Nicks, these are the big name acts this year. Rod Stewart, Kings of Leon, Lainey Wilson, Teddy Swims, Lord, John Baptiste, Tyler Childers, Black Keys, T-Pain, Nas, Widespread Panic, Earth, Wind, and Fire. You know what I mean? So like, I just no one I'm super duper fired up to see this year. Eagles are certainly the big headlining name. But
when's Stevie Nicks?
I think she played already.
Played?
Yeah. So anyway, it's like I love Eagles. I just, like I said, I saw them 20 years ago on their farewell tour when they were in their 60s. And Glenn Fry's passed. His son plays with the band now. And I mean, it's still going to be Joe Walsh and Don Henley. But they're 80 years old, man. Yeah. It's like, but anyway, it'll be a great day. The weather's supposed to be really nice tomorrow. It's going to be cooler. But it's supposed to be sunny and it's a day to get out. Go have a day with the boys and be cool. So
That'd be nice.
I'm looking forward to it, man. Anyway, so we spent the last segment talking a little bit about the freshmen, and we kind of went deep dive into Jack Ruckert. The other freshman who is sort of new to the everyday lineup since Jake Brown's injury is William Patrick, and I know you're really high on him. So when you look at William Patrick, what do you see?
I mean, it's true five tool potential. The kid looks like he was built in a lab. I mean, he's a big, strong, fast, athletic, can play all over the field type guy. Played infield in high school. We see him right now in the outfield. It's reminds me a lot of like a more athletic version of Ethan Fry. Maybe a bigger version of Mikey Matuk. The speed's there. That's putting a lot on his shoulders. Mikey, is a heck of a player, and Ethan as well. But very similar skill sets. I think what we're seeing right now with Patrick is he's kind of learning how to hit at this level. And then next year we are going to see the power come. That's generally how you want it to develop. You don't want to see the power first. And then the kid hitting 190 with a couple homers. You want him to learn how to hit and be successful and comfortable in the plate, and then the power comes. But I mean, of all those kids, he's the one that I would love to coach personally. I just think he's got the highest ceiling. I think I wouldn't be shocked to see him playing in an all-star game in the big leagues one day.
Where do you think positionally he settles? He's listed. They got him listed at 6'2", 209. God, I thought he was taller than 6'2".
He feels taller than
right?
that.
Doesn't he?
Yeah.
And it's not like it's not like he just feels that way because everyone else is small. They got a big. This team is a lot of big dudes on it. But they got him. They have him listed at 6'2", so I'll buy that.
Yeah. I haven't seen him catch a ground ball, so I can't say that he's not going to play infield. I know that he played infield in high school and was pretty good, but you throw that guy in center field and let him run, that's a good looking player out there. So right now I would say he lands in the outfield and we just see the bat continue to develop and the power to come. I'm telling you, man, like, from a coaching standpoint, those are the type of players that you get excited about giving them some information and then seeing how they take it, because it's almost like driving a Ferrari or driving a Camry. The race car driver wants to get in the fast car and give it all that gas, and it can perform. And he's that high end sports car that just has a ton of potential. It's
so strange to be here on May the 1st, and we're talking about potential in freshmen and next year and projectability instead of like the 9 conference games remaining and what that's going to mean for seeding and regional host or national seed and path to Omaha. Because for all intents and purposes, that does feel It's certainly not impossible, but it feels improbable at this point with 9 league games to go. And then you got the midweek Tuesday against Tulane. So you got 10 games to go in the season. And, you got to go at minimum, you got to go 7-2 in these league games if you want to get into the postseason. And even with that, you're probably still going to need a couple of wins in Hoover to really feel good about it, just considering the hole that you've dug yourself. But it is an opportunity that's sort of a rare one-off for LSU to look to the future. And that situation has really only arisen because some due to injury, right? I mean, Jake Brown's injury is massively unfortunate.
Yeah. The
benefit of that, I'm using the air quotes benefit, is you do get, to get William Patrick 15, 20 starts this year and let him run around and see what that looks like. And so next year when you go into the season, he's not starting for the first time. He's already been on the road in front of 15,000 people in Starkville. He's felt what that feels like, right?
Look, what I hate about the transfer portal is schools like LSU have the ability to go out and get the best players from all over the country to come to their school. They can do that. There's a few that can do that every year, and it's a different group of guys every year. And you just don't know how they're going to gel and come together. In football, you don't have nearly the amount of games as you do in baseball, and so the season is much longer. So that culture and that gelling as a team is so important. What this has really done for me is I look back at a lot of the championship teams that we've had in the past, and there's always a core group of 3, 4, 5, 6 guys that have been there for a while. They came in together in the same recruiting class, and they stayed. Now, I'm not saying they were the superstars or the best players on the team, but that was like the core locker room stability identity of that ball club, or those championship ball clubs was that core group of guys. And what this has done for me is it's identified a core of Braun, Cerna, Jack, and William Patrick. You throw in a few of the arms that have gotten some run as well.
You throw Aaron Beatty in there as always a sophomore.
But, Aaron, you can. And Schmidt. You can throw Aaron Beatty and Schmidt in there, but it's the ones in general. But there's a couple of freshman pitchers that have gotten a lot of innings this year because of that, and because of the situation that the team's in. Now you've got a core group of 7 or 8 guys that are going to be familiar with all the travel, all the ups and downs. Now Jay can go and he can pluck the best fit to be a supporting cast. They don't have to be the main characters, or vice versa. Maybe these guys don't have to be the main characters. They can be the supporting cast, but at least you have some familiarity of guys that have been there before, and those are the ones that win in Omaha. I mean, we've said this a million times here. That's the hardest tournament to win. I mean, you have to be firing on all cylinders. You have to be super disciplined. You're there for a long time, and without an identity or a core group of guys, man, it's next to impossible. I don't want to go to Omaha and lose. I'd rather not go. Let's get prepared for a team that can go there and win. That has the bullpen, that has the starters, that has the core group of guys to go win the thing, and this is the beginnings of that. I mean, you're cooking the gumbo, man. It's not going to taste great right now. I get it. But when it's done, it's going to be awesome.
I kind of want to go even if they lose.
I mean, as a player, you don't.
I'd rather be in Omaha.
Yeah, I mean,
look. To see the Tigers in Omaha, man. You're not going to win it every time you go, and it sucks and stings really badly when you lose. I'd rather be there. I'd rather be playing meaningful games in Nebraska in June.
If you can win them.
Yeah, I'd still rather go.
Yeah, well.
We're brought to you by South Point Volkswagen, southpointvw.com. Weekends here. Time when a lot of people go test drive those vehicles. You can do that at South Point Volkswagen, Louisiana's largest volume Volkswagen dealer. Is South Point Volkswagen. You know where they are. Airline just north of Highland, and online at southpointvw.com. So shop them online. Search by make, model, body style, price. Narrow it down with all the features that you might want. Color, if you want like the SEL, whatever it may be. Narrow it down. Search. If it's on the lot, it's online right there at southpointvw.com, southpointvw.com. At the top of the homepage, you'll see the new or the used tab. So if you're searching new vehicle or their certified pre-owned, you see the entire inventory right there with photos of the actual vehicle on the lot, not just stock photos, like actual photos of the vehicle at South Point Volkswagen. So shop them online, go test drive one this weekend at South Point Volkswagen, southpointvw.com, South Point Volkswagen. What's your direction? All right, y'all, it is After Further Review. Friday show is brought to you by Don Juan Cigar Bar. Do you want to get a final thought on LSU, South Carolina? Also, the spring football is over for LSU, but a lot of national reaction to Lane Kiffin coming out of spring. We'll touch on some of that. We'll get to Ask Ryan in 15 minutes as we send you into your weekend. So get your questions in for Theriot. Email us, tweet us, text us, 225-396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. You can always text the station line as well, 499-1045. All right, we'll continue here on AFR.
After Further Review.
We're brought to you by Clegg's Nursery with 4 locations in the greater Baton Rouge area. You know where they are. Siegen near Airline, LA 16 in Denham, Mid-City on Don Moore, Garden Center on Greenwell Springs. Saw on Clegg's Facebook earlier this week. They had a big promotion for Dippledinas.
It's a beautiful plant.
It's flower. Yeah. Erica loves her some Dippledinas.
So what's the promo? I mean, do I need to go pop some?
Well, here you go. Here it is, Dippledinas. Dramatic flowers add a tropical flair to patios or around the pool.
Look at that.
They have red, pink, Maui sunset,
Yeah, I love that color.
or white.
That's a beautiful. That's gorgeous.
We load them up at the Scone household. Tropical flower, it lasts. That's the other thing. It's so hot outside, but they last. They're great.
Hardy.
It's Clegg's Nursery.
After Further Review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. The Riot Radio Hour with Matt Moscona and Ryan Theriot, presented by the Spine Center of Louisiana.
Yeah, listen, I'm firmly convinced that this is a pass or fail season. Either you make it to the college football playoff or it's an unsuccessful year. So there's a lot of pressure that goes along with that, particularly with the schedule you face. But at the same time, I mean, how about the emotions that he has elicited? The fact that you've got everybody opening up their wallets to help, with the coaching pool, with the NIL stuff. And maybe most importantly, they're kind of embracing this being the villain. Look, they go out and get Will Wade and their basketball coach again. Like, this is a fan base, I think, that feels like they have an identity all of a sudden behind Lane Kiffin.
That was Chris Doering on the SEC Network saying effectively this is is coming out of spring, a pass or fail season for Lane Kiffin. Make the playoff or it's binary, not digital.
It's black or white, bro.
It's black or white.
It's black or white.
This is pass or fail. Make the playoff or don't.
She's either pregnant or she's not. Like,
correct.
Yeah.
Good job. Good job. Look at
It's
you.
digital.
No, it's not digital. No. It's not. No. You were right there, too.
Almost.
You should have just stopped. You were there.
On the pregnancy.
Yeah. You can't be half pregnant.
That's on me, bro.
You're pregnant or you're not.
Yep.
I actually agree with Doring. I know the schedule's tough. It's always tough in the SEC. But money changes every conversation, right? An investment changes every conversation. If you go buy a used vehicle with 120,000 miles and you picked it up off some guy in a parking lot that had a for sale sign in it and it takes forever to crank, you can't be pissed if you take that thing on a road trip and it breaks down in 500 miles.
Can't. Yeah.
You bought a piece of crap.
Yeah, you did that to yourself.
If you go buy a brand new vehicle, $70,000, bells and whistles, you're fresh off the lot, you expect a reliable vehicle.
Yeah.
It's the investment. It's the money you spent. If LSU had gone out and hired a first-time head coach that was a coordinator and brought him in and recognized they were inheriting a situation where you're losing 60 players on your roster, you say, look, it's going to take time. This is going to be a rebuild, and you have that extra. Look at the Saints. With the Saints did with Kellen Moore. You missed the playoffs 5 straight seasons. You're turning over quarterback. Like, there should have been no expectation on the Saints a year ago.
Right.
Now you've won a little bit. You put some more capital in. You feel like you found your quarterback. There's going to be more expectation. I look at that with Kiffin. Like, dog, they spent $90 million on the coach. No one's told him no. They got 90 dudes on the staff, men and women on the staff.
Yeah.
You went and spent $40+ million on a roster. I agree with Doring. It's pass or fail. Like, if you don't make the play, I'm not saying you get into the playoff a lot. It depends on the draw and all the stuff that you can't control. There's variables you can't control. And you honestly don't control getting in the playoff. I mean, a committee has to put you in, which is stupid. But what you can do is go 10-2, and if you're 10-2 against the schedule, you're in. And so I do agree with them. I think it's pass or fail. Like, if they're not in the playoff this year with all the investment, it is a fail. You go 9-3 and you're outside looking in, it's a fail.
This is definitely not a rebuild.
No.
This is in the climate that we're in today, and even looking at some of the guys that he's brought in, I mean, I 1,000,000% agree. I mean, the question I have is what if it is a 9-3? I mean, do you still see the same momentum? Do you still see the same excitement?
Yeah.
Do you still see the same investment? You know, I mean, okay, and what if it's a success? And what if you do all the things that you're hoping and praying you can do? Like, I want to see the next level. I would love to see Lane Kiffin staff and team win the Natty. I would love to see what happens next. Like how much bigger can you go? Because I've seen it without the success and without the championships. You know, I mean, is it a Nick Saban type rinse and repeat thing? That's what excites me most.
I don't understand what you're saying.
Does he keep the foot on the gas pedal? I mean, Nick Saban would take.
You got to win first.
Nick Saban would take 2 weeks off and go to his lake house.
I don't think he would take any time off.
That's what I think too. I mean, I think it would be one of those like, holy crap, this is awesome.
But I think the other side of it really is, depending on the result of this season, what is the investment? Like, if LSU spent over $40 million on this roster, like, can you do it again next year?
Spend over $40 million?
Yeah.
And 20 in basketball?
Like, some would argue for football, you have to, because there is no question. Like, football has to be great because football has to pay for everything else. So you have to invest in the thing that drives, that steers the ship. Like, football floats the entire athletic department. So you have to invest and you have to be great. But to what degree? Like, that's where I'm going to be fascinated to see. Because, look, this was a heavy lift to get the people on board to invest the way they did to build this roster. I mean, they were not going into this thinking this was going to be a $40+ million roster. They went in thinking it was probably going to be half that. Right? And you turn around and you look at this now, and you land Levitt, and Seton jumps in the portal late, and you land him as well, and that's a 7-figure get. I mean, all the things you did. Prince Wilumon-Mielen was a late addition. I'm just telling you, man, like, they were not thinking that was going to be the path. But everyone bought into Lane's vision, and so they kept giving what they needed to make it happen. My question is, can you do that again next year? Yeah. Or will you need to? Because hopefully you don't have to go into the portal for 40 guys next year. Hopefully next year it's focused more on retention of the roster you brought in this year. Mm-hmm. So while we're not talking about, for example, on the offensive line, William Satterwhite, who came in from Tennessee as a center, and Darren Stray, who came in from Kentucky as very likely as a right tackle. You know, those guys are backups this year, but you brought them in as young depth pieces, hoping they learn, and then next year they're ready to step in and start. Mm-hmm. Can you retain those guys? I think that's going to be a big part of the conversation next year.
It's going to be fascinating to see. I don't know where the money comes from, but
I know. You got some money you want to give them?
Not like that. I mean, man, that's it's like when same thing goes with basketball, and you even made the comment on baseball. I mean, it's just a lot, man. Like my brain always goes to like, okay, so before NIL, number one, where was the money going, or who was getting it that was generated, and what did that look like, and then did these guys just that are donating and that are contributing, they just come out of the woodworks and start writing new checks, or were they always writing the checks, and then where was that going? And I always try to rewind the clock a little bit and figure all that out, because it's substantial. It really, and you said it floats athletics. Football floats the university.
Yeah, it does.
It's
why they're making the investment.
100%. And to a certain degree, not floats, but kind of floats Baton Rouge. It's an economic driver, and so the people that poo-poo it, I think, are very short-sighted. This is a business deal, and LSU is smart and making a lot of right moves. They really are.
They know that, and I've had this conversation with university administrators to know, they look at athletics as the doorstep to the university, and if you think from the state level, right? So think, governor, university president, Dr. Roos, whoever, like on down. If you want to have the best people in the state, you educate them and you get them to stay. Well, you need to get the best people to apply to come to the university. Well, how do you raise awareness to get those people to apply to your university to come? Well, athletics is the biggest brand awareness that you can have. So if you reverse engineer it, it's look at what happened in Alabama. They were great at football for a decade and a half under Nick Saban. And you go look at Tuscaloosa 15 years ago and look at Tuscaloosa today. They're different places. The university, the town, everything, economics, all of it. Because they built this behemoth in football, and it just fed everything within that university, academically, the community, all of it, that ecosystem. It's unbelievable, and that's what they're trying to do here.
Yep.
All right, it's after further review. Friday shows are brought to you by Don Juan Cigar Bar. It is the Riot Radio Hour presented by Spine Center, spinela.com, spinela.com. If you live in back pain, you don't have to. They have so many different ways. Minimally invasive surgeries. They have injections that could certainly help. Schedule a consultation with Dr. Herod or Dr. McCarthy at the Spine Center, spinela.com, spinela.com. You do not have to live in pain. Put back pain behind you. Put back pain behind you. Put back pain behind you. Spinela.com.
See what you did.
See what I did? Yeah. Well, they did. It's their line. But I just said it. All right, we'll knock out our final break of the show. Come back with Ask Ryan next. Email us, tweet us, text your questions. 225-396-4400, 396-4400. Ask Ryan next.
AFR.
All right, we're into May, which means soon we'll be able to tell you about the Gordon's Grads winners, but the entry for that is over. So we move on to a new month, new time of year. But one thing is constant with Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. If you've been injured in an accident and it's not your fault, do what injured people in our state have done for 3 decades. Get Gordon and get it done. A lot of different ways you can do that. You can go to the website, getgordon.com, getgordon.com, or you can always call 888-8888, 888-8888 for Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. Offices all over the state of Louisiana. And Gordon and his team deliver for their clients. I love being able to share a lot of these great success stories. Brian Colomb had a $1.4 million award after a big truck wreck in Lafayette. Richie Zimmerman, I graduated with a Catholic. Premises liability. Get Gordon and get it done.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. The Riot Radio Hour with Matt Moscona and Ryan Theriot, presented by the Spine Center of Louisiana.
Down the stretch we come. Final segment here on a Friday edition of AFR, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. Get your questions in for Ask Ryan. It's how we wrap up the show. So email us, tweet us, or text us. You can text 225-396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. A big shout out as well. Dreams Come True Radiothon that we've held across all our stations ended up raising more than $20,000 for Dreams Come True Louisiana. So thanks to everybody who donated. Thanks to our great sponsors who participated as well. It was awesome. So a fantastic opportunity to help kids that are facing terminal or life-threatening illnesses and bring some joy to those families. Miss Becky does an awesome job, and we're thrilled to partner with Dreams Come True every year. So thanks to everybody who participated. Yep. All right, let's get to a little Ask Ryan. Get your questions in. Email us, tweet us, text us, 225-396-4400, 396-4400. Christian Myers, Ask Ryan. Thoughts on J.J. Wiederholt? Kid looks like the next big thing.
Yeah, he's having an unbelievable start to his career over in St. Louis. Team's didn't expect him to be doing as good as they are, but they are, and he's doing great.
Matt French said, hey, Blues Traveler is playing at the Thibodeau Fireman's Fair tomorrow night. That's more your style.
I like Blues Traveler.
I like Blues Traveler a lot, too.
I do. I like Blues Traveler. Yeah.
John Popper, the lead singer of Blues Traveler.
Okay, I didn't know
Used
that.
to be a big fat guy, lost a bunch of weight. Doesn't even look like the same guy anymore.
I hate that. Just embrace it. Go with it.
No, I think I'd rather him lose weight and be healthy and live longer.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Maybe.
Let's do that, as a matter of fact. Joshua said, hey, a used car, 120,000 miles on it, costs $1,100 a month these days. Is that real? We're talking about, expectation.
Oh.
Remember, we're talking about, money changes every conversation.
Yeah.
I was like, if you buy old jalopy and it breaks down on you, you can't be pissed. You buy something new and it breaks down on you, you should have an expectation it's going to get you where you want to go.
That's true.
Whatever, Joshua. Just fill in your own details. You don't understand the point I'm making here, Joshua Abshire. Probably a really nice guy, though. I'm sure he's great. Sean asked Ryan, what is the worst behind chewing Skip or Smoke gave you? Smoke wasn't back when you were here, right? Smoke was at ULM.
Yeah.
Smoke didn't coach you.
No. Skip got me pretty good.
I guess Smoke had the 1 year in 01.
Yeah, but he didn't do anything.
He was like the special assistant where he just sort of came back and just watched because Skip was retiring, and so he was taking over the next year.
Skip got me a couple times. Not too bad.
Terrio's trying to kill me.
Yeah. Skip. Yeah. No, he yelled at me one time really, really bad in New Orleans, but then he told me he loved me after that.
Yeah.
So we're good.
Richard asked Ryan, how difficult is it for a college pitcher to go in relief knowing one mess up and he's pulled in 4 or 5 pitches, something Jay is famous for?
Yeah, but I do think that that's all been discussed beforehand.
Yeah.
It's
situational relief.
Yeah,
what are you talking about?
Yeah,
it's predetermined.
He's not just pulling them. Whether they got the guy out or not, they were still coming out of the game.
If you're a lefty, one. Oh, all right. If you're a lefty and you're going in to face the lefty, and you walk him or you hit him and then they pull you, well, you were going in to face the lefty.
You were coming out anyway.
It was a situational relief. It's amazing how people don't understand that sometimes. Whatever. Brought to you by Supper Club. Get to more of your questions. SupperClubBTR.com. 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 Hey, 2 things real quick.
Okay.
I did text with Chef Layton earlier today.
Okay.
Been telling you about the Kobe beef. They have a little bit of it left. So if you're looking to go have a night tonight, tomorrow, get by Supper Club. Try that Kobe beef. It'll be gone by this weekend. Authentic Japanese Kobe beef. Can you take that down just a little bit? It's very rare. I think since they've been open at Supper Club, they've gotten it twice. So about a week and a half ago, he got the 2 slabs of it in, and there's a little bit left. So it's going to be gone by this weekend if you want to try to go. And then Mother's Day. They do still have some limited seating available for Mother's Day. They're open 11 to 3 for lunch on Mother's Day.
Oh, nice.
So, yep. So they're not open on Sundays, but they are going to open for lunch on Mother's Day from 11 to 3. Limited seating. Get your reservation. Call up to Supper Club or go to SupperClubBTR.com. 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 Ask Ryan, favorite Tom Cruise movie?
I don't know. I'm not a huge Tom Cruise guy.
Ask Ryan, where'd you get your jeans? What are those, Levi's? What you got?
Tacovas.
Tacovas. I didn't know they made jeans, so they're just boot people.
Tacovas. That's it.
Ask Ryan, is Kevin Schnall a curse? I'm not going to read curse. Stop texting me through curse. I can't read that. Is Kevin Schnall a bad guy?
Who? I don't know.
That's the Coastal Carolina coach who got ejected last year. Remember the championship?
Oh, yeah.
Remember that guy? I don't know what he did this time.
I don't know. I don't know the guy.
Excited about the Kentucky Derby tomorrow. You know what I'm wearing? I'm wearing some seersucker from Haspel down to Jazz Fest. I'm dressing for the Derby at Jazz Fest. Shout out Haspel. You're stupid. You're
not watching the Derby.
AFR.